but I don't think I'm the problem. I have done so much for this club. I'm very disappointed. I'm very, very disappointed, to be fair.
The last couple of weeks have been pretty crazy for Mo Salah. After having been left on the bench for a few games, he got fed up and voiced out his frustrations in a shocking interview after the draw against Leeds. During that interview, he talked about his broken relationship with the coach and hinted that someone at the club might be trying to take him out of the picture. For that, Arne Slot punished him by dropping him from the squad ahead of the big Champions League game against last season's finalists Inter Milan. That made everyone assume that it was all over for Salah at Liverpool. But then he was back in for the match against Brighton in the weekend, played 64 minutes in that game and provided an assist. But even more telling was everything that happened after the game. The cop was singing Salah's chant while the player went around clapping the fans, which many interpreted as a possible goodbye. Then Slot, as well as teammates like Van Dijk and Konate, came out after the game to say that they'd like Salah to return to Liverpool after the AFCON, sort of acknowledging the massive possibility of the opposite happening. All of this has left a lot of fans and much of the media in a state of confusion about what will actually happen to the Egyptian king over the next couple of weeks. Well, we're here to look at the different possibilities. These are 5 different ways Mo Salah's future could unfold before 2026. Well, first of all, let us remind you that the game against Brighton was Salah's last in a Liverpool shirt in the year 2025. And he ended it on a high by breaking the record for most goal involvements for a single club in Premier League history with his assist for Hugo Ekitike's second goal. And it was not just the assist, Salah was brilliant all through. In fact, he was one of the best players on the pitch that day. He created 5 chances, the most of any player in that game, and was decent defensively too, making 5 recoveries and winning 4 of his 6 duels. It was a really great all-round performance, but the question now is this: was that great performance just one last hurrah or a resurgence? Well, it could be both. You see, that amazing performance could perhaps have convinced Slot and the rest of the Liverpool staff that Salah can still heavily impact games, whether he's starting or coming off from the bench. So if they were thinking of selling him before, maybe this will convince them to keep him a little longer. He's still the reigning Premier League Player of the Season and, according to the latest Ballon d'Or rankings, one of the 4 best players on the planet. A player like this will always be impactful to any team, and he proved that with his performance against Brighton. And sometimes players like this don't even have to do anything to make a massive impact on games. His presence on the pitch might be enough to scare certain opponents and make them a little more cautious with every decision they make, thereby giving his team the advantage. So, for those who might have been doubting, Salah might just have proven that he's actually not the problem, and that might make the manager and owners decide to keep him beyond January. Another possibility is that performance elevated Salah's confidence. He maybe now feels like he can still perform at the very best level for any club in the world, and whether or not Liverpool now want to keep him, he might decide to jump ship to another top club in Europe where he believes he'll be better appreciated. But all of this is not riding solely on the Brighton game. That might have been his last club game of the year, but it's surely not going to be the last game he plays in the year 2025. He's off to Morocco to represent the Pharaohs of Egypt at the Africa Cup of Nations, and we believe that how he performs at that tournament could influence certain decisions about his near future. How? We'll talk about that in a second. But if you aren't yet subscribed to the channel, go do that right away so that you never miss out on our amazing content.
Hello YouTube family, Merry Christmas and a huge Happy New Year to all of you. With the 2026 World Cup on the way, the energy in the football world is already building, and we are thrilled to be sharing it with this amazing community. To celebrate, we have lined up some holiday surprises in the Goal 90 shop. A bunch of your favourite jerseys are already up to 50% off. Shipping is on us, and because you are part of our YouTube fam, you can grab an extra 10% off with the code YouTubeFam. Thanks for all the love and support. 2026 is going to be massive. Let's enjoy every moment together.
Okay, a third possibility is that Salah's performance at the AFCON will be so good that clubs would present him with very mouth-watering offers, which might mount tremendous pressure on Liverpool. You see, it's pretty obvious that the relationship between Salah and Liverpool is not at the best place right now, and usually, when other clubs see this, they try to take advantage of it to snatch players who would normally not have been available to them. Of course, with Salah, there'd always be those doubts about what he contributes out of possession, which might be a bit of a bother when you consider how much his wage would cost any club who decides to sign him. But if he does so well with Egypt at the AFCON, these other clubs might be convinced that he's worth the gamble and go all out for him in January. If they do, Liverpool might find themselves in a dilemma. They could get some money from his sale and use it to fund the signing of a younger, more energetic winger like Antoine Semenyo. This way, they get Salah's huge wages off the books, reduce the average age of the squad, and perhaps get more out of possession quality from the attack. But then again, this means that they'll be losing a certified superstar with a history of making things happen out of absolutely nothing and bailing them out from very difficult situations. They also risk losing the fans, most of whom want Salah to remain at the club. So it would be a pretty difficult choice. But if the offers are good enough, you can see Liverpool selling him in January, for all those reasons we've mentioned, but also to avoid a dressing room division in the near future. Now, all of these possibilities that we've mentioned so far seem pretty civil, but there's also a massive possibility of incredible drama. We once mentioned that this particular case has a lot in common with the Cristiano Ronaldo case in his second stint at the club. Erik ten Hag started to put him on the bench. Ronaldo wasn't pleased about that, so he acted out. The coach punished him by dropping him from the squad for a big game. And everything came to a head when Ronaldo gave a scalding interview just ahead of an international tournament. Following that, United had no other option but to terminate his contract, despite him being one of the biggest legends of the club. Now here's the thing, we often see players speaking a little more loosely while they're on international duty, so we can never discount the possibility of Salah making some really bold statements while he's away at the AFCON, which could force Liverpool's hand. He already gave a tip of the iceberg after the game against Leeds. If he says a little more than he did in that post-match interview, then we might be looking at the possibility of Liverpool terminating his contract and allowing him to leave the club for free in January. At this point, it's important to note that Salah turned down an interview in the mix zone after the game against Brighton, jokingly saying, 2 weeks in a row, no. Now, could that be that he's saving the bombshells for when he's outside of England, or has everything now been resolved? It's hard to tell for sure. Finally, there's also a possibility that the club and the player will come to an understanding. They could agree to finish the season together and give Salah the legend's farewell he deserves at the end of the season. No matter what side of the divide you find yourself, you must surely agree that Salah is a Liverpool legend and deserves a proper farewell whenever he decides to leave the club. If they decide to go this way, it would likely be the least acrimonious way to part ways. At this point though, it's tremendously difficult to correctly predict what's going to happen with Salah and Liverpool. But what do you think is most likely? Will his contract be terminated? Will he be sold in January? Will he remain at the club? Share your thoughts with us in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Also, turn on the bell notification so that you never miss out on new content. We'll catch you in the next one. Bye.
The world's biggest tournament is coming, and the official FIFA World Cup 26 Tri-Under competition ball is here at the Goal 90 shop. Designed for the game's biggest stage, it's built for precision, speed and control. Right now, you can make it yours with 30% off plus free shipping. Don't just watch the World Cup, own a piece of it. Visit goal90.shop today and order now.
Do you want to make money with affiliate marketing? Join the Goal90 Shop affiliate program and start earning today. Get your unique affiliate link and exclusive discount coupon to share with your audience. Every sale made through your link earns you a 10% commission. No limits, just real earnings. Don't miss out. Turn your influence into income now.